Hi, fourth grade. Welcome back to Boatfield's Art Room. I'm really excited to have y'all until the end of the year because we have some really exciting projects that we're gonna do. I know that it's been a while since we had our very first day of class where we went over expectations from Mr. Boatfield's room, but I thought I would go over just a couple of the most important ones. The biggest one is that you need to follow the green arrows, especially when we enter or exit the classroom. When we exit, I always dismiss from the black box. When I call your table, which could be red, blue, or yellow, if you're at one of those tables and I call you, you always come to the front of the black box and then wait for me to dismiss you before you can leave the room. Now, if you ever need help, you can always raise your hand, except when I'm teaching. Usually I'll give you the answer to your question before you even ask it, but if you still have a question, just raise your hand. Other things you should know: restroom, water. I do use those hand signals. Today we're going to be making these really cool eyeballs, and I'm going to show you how to draw a realistic eye, and this will be a really fun project with a really special and deep meaning. Take a look at this chart. I want you to notice that in the middle it says the letters SEL. This stands for something. Does anyone know and want to raise their hand and tell me what they think SEL stands for? Okay, I hope that someone answered and told us that SEL stands for social emotional learning. Does anyone know what social emotional learning is? Raise your hand. Social emotional learning is the way that humans learn to interact and socialize with each other. So think about all the friends you've had over the years in elementary school. You've probably had some arguments, you've probably had some conversations that didn't make you feel so great. You've probably had some conversations that made you feel awesome. It's the ways that we interact with each other, and we learn to have empathy and then also learn to express how we feel. So let's think about it this way. Let's say that you're taking a really important test and someone in the room is making a lot of noise. So obviously you want that person to stop making those noises. I'm gonna give you two options of what you could do, and I want you to choose the best one that you think would be the most respectful way to respond to that situation. Here's option one. You are so annoying and I can't take this anymore. Or here's option two. Hi there. So I feel a little bit annoyed when I have to listen to these sounds that you're making. I understand that you're not taking the test and you might feel a little bit bored, but I want you to know that I can't take a test without silence, and so I need you to stop. So go ahead and talk to a friend, use a voice level 1 or 2, and I want you to talk about which reaction would you use and why. Okay, I bet I got some awesome answers. What I wanted you to find out about those two different responses, one of them, I used you statements. I said, you are so annoying. In the other one, my tone changed and I said, I feel. Now, which one felt a little bit more respectful? Was it 1 or 2? Go ahead and tell me now, which one was it? I hope you said 2. 2 was the more respectful version, because using I statements, starting a sentence with I, oftentimes feels a little bit more respectful than starting a sentence with you. You could use this chart when constructing a statement that you need to make to someone. I feel because when what I need is. So you need to have all 4 of these answered when you make an I statement. So not all I statements have to be negative. You could even use them for positive exchanges with people too. So for instance, I feel happy when people use my green arrows because it makes my classroom feel safe. So let's talk about the fun part, the art that we're gonna make. So when you came in, you should have chosen a piece of paper that was the color of your skin tone, Mine's a little bit more lighter, but I do have kind of a medium skin tone and then also a deeper skin tone. So hopefully you picked up at least one of those pieces of paper. You don't have to do your exact skin tone. If there's one of these papers that you prefer, then that's fine by me, but this is the paper that we're gonna be using to create our eye. So, you should have also taken a pencil. It doesn't matter if your pencil was sharpened or if it has an eraser or not, because there's actually a sharpen eraser in your bin on each table for you. So right now I'm at table 13. I'm gonna show you how these bins work. So on one side, I have the glue and scissors, but look, someone did not put them correctly. You'll know which side they go on because I have a little sticker that tells you the sharpen eraser only goes on this side. When you take the sharpener and eraser out, and someone did not put it back, you're gonna find them in this little cup. You just open the cup up like so. You'll find the sharpen eraser inside like that if the last person did it correctly. And then if you ever need to sharpen your pencil, you just take the sharpener, turn your pencil like a key over the cup. Those little pencil shavings will fall into the cup and you do not have to throw them away, get up or anything. And then you are done sharpening your pencil and you can put that back in the bin. I will give you a moment now to go ahead and sharpen your pencils. When you are done, please give me a thumbs up so that I know, and that will tell me that you're ready. If you don't want to do a thumbs up in the air, that's fine. You can do a down low thumbs up on the table. That's okay too, if you're feeling lazy. So we are actually going to draw our eye step by step, but first we need something on our paper that will tell us who this belongs to. What do we call that? I hope we said our name. In the bottom left-hand corner, and I want your paper horizontal, so it looks a little bit like this, you're going to write you're gonna write your name. And my name is Mr. Boatfield, but unless your name is Mr. Boatfield, please write your name for me. And then we are also going to write our class code. I will go ahead and pause the video now so that I can give you our class code and write it on the board. So on the tables, you were probably wondering what these kind of random cups were for. These are for tracing a circle. So all of our eyes are gonna be pretty much the same size, and we're gonna use that circle cup to trace the circle. So, of the eye. And then we're going to flip it upside down. I'm gonna put it kind of smack dab in the middle of my paper. I will hold the cup down with one hand, and then I will make a tracing line all the way around. This is gonna be the middle of my eye, or also called the iris. It should look something like this. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, either in the air or lazy, when you are ready. So now we need to finish the shape of the eye. Now, when people look at an eye, they often assume that it's a perfect oval. Now, it does really kind of look like an oval, but you notice there's some differences. You can kind of see that it kind of goes down rather than out right here. And then these two lines are about the same. They're very kind of symmetrical on one side. So on one side, it's kind of the same. But on the other side, yeah, it looks a little bit different. So I'm gonna train you on how to draw an eye today. What you're gonna do is you're going to start at the top of this circle. And I want you to think of like a water slide. So it kind of goes out, and then there's suddenly this big drop. And it almost goes down to basically the bottom of the circle. That's kind of where it stops, but over to the left. Then, I want you to take a line. I want you to carefully kind of make a hill, a very shallow hill, very small hill, and then connect it back to the bottom of that eye. So go ahead and do that for me. Remember, it goes down, water slide, go up the little hill, across the field, and boom, you're back on the bottom. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up when you are ready to continue. Awesome, guys. So the next part is a little bit easier in my opinion. So I'm going to take the top where I started that last line, go out, and I'm gonna end it right about in the middle, but to the right of that circle. And then I can, and it's okay if your eye touched the side of your paper. On my other one it didn't, but in this one it can if it's all right with you. And then I'm gonna take this line and go back. So if you look at it this way, it's pretty much symmetrical. It's not perfect, but it's way more symmetrical than the other side. Give me a thumbs up once you have this complete for me. Okay, awesome. So now we need to do the highlight. We're gonna do the highlight first. I know it seems a little bit crazy. Most people wanna do this center black part of the eye and then do the highlight, but it's actually easier if you do it the other way around. So find the center of your circle and then move your pencil just a little bit away, maybe to the right. And that's where you're going to draw another circle. This is gonna be the highlight. So it makes it look like the eye is really shiny and it's reflecting light. So go ahead and draw a very small circle right here. Notice that mine is definitely not perfect, so yours definitely does not have to be perfect. Thumbs up when you're ready. Awesome, thank you so much. So now I want you to find the side of that circle. Now we're going to make basically a circle with a bite out of it. So I'm gonna go around the town, bring it under, bring it back, and then meet the other side of the circle. So it's kind of like I drew a circle here, but there's this big bite in it. It's like someone took a bite out of a cookie. Go ahead and do the circle right here for me, and then show me you're ready by giving me a what? Thumbs up. So now it's time for us to give it some color, baby, color. Over on your tables, you should find a tray, probably in the middle. You are sharing this tray of oil pastels, that's what we're using today, oil pastels, with the people across from you, and then also the person next to you. And then of course you get to use them as well. The first color we're gonna need is white. So go ahead and find your white. I'm gonna take that now, and we are going to color our highlight first. So watch me do it. So I know that my oil pastels get a little bit dirty, but that's okay. This project does not have to be perfect. I am just really taking my time and putting pressure on the oil pastel. I'm going around in circles, just like this. And I'm really filling up that small circle that we did off center of our eye. So not the one in the center. Obviously the one that's gonna be our highlight needs to be colored in. So it looks something like that. Now it's time to add the black in the middle, so watch me first, and I'll do that. Actually, we're just gonna watch the next few steps together, and then I will give you some time today to finish this. We might actually be done on our very first day, which is pretty cool. We can finish some art, or at least this part, all in one day. Okay, so I finished that. Here comes the fun part, in my opinion. So I want you to try to mix colors in the iris. So I start out in the middle with this ring of this like golden yellow, and then it turned into this green, which turned into this blue. There's a few different ways that you can blend these oil pastels. The one way that you can blend oil pastels is you can put one color down, there we go, kind of get it really hard and waxy on there. Put another color right beside it, and then use the lighter of the two colors, in this case it was orange, to go back over that line where they meet, and that will blend them together. Another way, but it'll make your hands a little bit dirty, is you are going to take the same thing. So I'm gonna put some red down, and then maybe some orange. And then instead of just going over those colors, I'm gonna use my finger, go in circles, and that will blend my colors as well. It is up to you how you wanna blend today. Yes, your hands will get dirty. I always provide wet wipes at the end of class so that you can clean your hands. So please don't ask me to wash your hands if you plan on doing more art, because it's pointless. Your hands will get dirty again. So I finished coloring what's called the iris of our eye. So you can be creative. I used yellow turning into blue, turning into green, turning into brown. Now my eye doesn't even look like this. You can make your eye look however you want. You can use pink, you can use red, you can use crazy colors. On one of mine, I even used rainbow, so you can be crazy. The next thing we need to do is we need to color the outside of our eye, and you can use the white pastel for that as well. So now I have that done. I even added a little red just for that little muscle that's in our eye that you can see. I tried not to touch the outside with my fingers. I am a little bit guilty here, and I made a little bit of a fingerprint mark, so avoid doing that if you want it to look really clean. You can totally add eyelashes. You can add a shadow, because we all have an eyelid, we have a shadow above our eye. And you can also add some dimension. You can make it look real. I will pass out these little sheets that show you kind of what a close-up of an eye might look like. Lots of lashes on the bottom, lots of lashes on the top. Definitely got a shadow here. You could even add an eyebrow if you have room. Be as creative as you want. These are gonna look amazing, guys. I'm so excited to see what they will look like today.